My name's Justin Lewis. I'm the Bahamas Initiative Manager for Bonefish Tarpon Trust. Bonefish are a highly prized sport fish in the Bahamas. The fishery itself is worth in excess of $141 million. The fishery is predominantly a catch and release fishery, making it a sustainable, renewable resource. But BTT and others have done research that shows that even though it's a catch and release fishery, if you don't handle these fish properly, their chances of survival post-release decreases sixfold. So it's very important for the conservation of the species and for the sustainability of the industry that anglers, guides, and anybody who's participating in the fishery handle these fish correctly. It's very important to use barbless hooks when fishing for bonefish. By doing that, it minimizes handling time because the barb's not stuck in the fish's mouth and you don't have to work as hard to get it out. It also isn't damaging the fish's mouth. It's very easy to crimp down the barb. All you have to do is take a pair of pliers, crimp it down, and you're good to go.
That's a good fish. That's a very nice fish. Tailing fish, shallow water. Doesn't get any better than that. Woo! Look at that.
When fighting a bonefish, it's important to keep the fight short. If the fight goes on too long, that fish will be exhausted and more susceptible to predation. The quicker you get in the fish, the quicker you release the fish, it's better for that fish. BTT recommends you don't use anything less than a 12-pound tippet. A lot of people like to use an 8 or 10-pound tippet because bonefish are very spooky, but actually causes you to fight the fish a lot longer. It's very important, again, to bring that fish in as quickly as possible.
You secure the bonefish, grab him by his pectoral fins, then just reach into his mouth, grab the fly with my barbless hook, just pop that right out, no problem. And we're gonna release him. Nice size, nice bonefish, nice bonefish. That's what you come to the Bahamas for.
When handling a bonefish, it's very important to keep them in the water. If you are going to handle them, make sure you use clean, wet hands. Dry, abrasive hands will remove the protective slime, which acts as a barrier against bacteria. As well, if you have sunscreen on your hands, wash that off because it damages the fish's skin. As well, if you wear sun gloves, which many of you do, remove those sun gloves because they're very coarse and abrasive and they can remove a lot of slime from those fish. If the fish is tired and exhausted and you see it roll upside down, meaning it loses equilibrium, you can roll the fish until it can sit right side up. Best way to revive the fish is not by sloshing them back and forth like many people would do. It's important that water flows over their gills from front to back. You can do so by either walking with the fish in a straight line or spinning them around the circle on the line, or you can have your guide pull your boat in one straight line, allowing water to flow over the fish's gills.
So we got some tailing bonefish here about 70 feet away from us. They're just moving back and forth, feeding on this really nice turtle grass and sand bottom. This is great habitat for bonefish, especially in an area like this where we have current constantly going over it. Lots of food and lots of good, cool, oxygenated water for them. See if we can get a shot at them. Got him. Nice fish.
If the fish is hooked very deep in the throat, best thing to do is just cut the line and that fish will expel that hook after a couple of weeks. It's best to dehook a fish in the water. You can either use your hand or you can use a pair of pliers or a dehooker without even touching the fish. Any more than 15-second air exposure for bonefish is detrimental to the survival post-release. Not only does it dry up the skin of the fish, but it also can dry up the gills, causing them to fuse together, not allowing the fish to breathe. Do not grab the fish by the gills. Damage to the gills can kill the fish. As well, don't squeeze the fish because this can damage internal organs. Do not use a lip gripping device because research has shown when using a lip gripping device, 60% of the time damages the fish's jaw, which can inhibit them from feeding. From time to time, everybody wants to take a picture of that fish, whether that be their first ever bonefish or their largest ever bonefish. If you are taking a picture, it's best to lean over the side of the boat, holding the fish in the water, or standing in the water with the fish. Once your cameraman is ready, lift that fish out of the water, take a quick picture, and put that fish right back in the water. If that fish is not dripping, that fish has been out of the water for way too long, it's very important, # keep them wet.
So it's very important to treat these fish with respect, make sure that they're released properly so that the next generation or whenever you come back down to the Bahamas, you'll be able to catch them again.